Hey guys, how's it going? So in today's video, I'm just going to go ahead and share on why I personally think that airsoft replicas or any type of, um, I guess replica pistols, it could be metal BB pistols, pellet pistols, or plastic airsoft pistols, why I think they're the one of the greatest tools to train somebody, to understand and learn about real firearms. And I'll kind of touch on a few points on why I think working with something like as simple as an airsoft pistol will be a really great education piece to get into and understand, firearms, real steel firearms. I kind of want to mention that, this is kind of a good learning point, in terms of if you're starting off having interest in any type of real steel firearm, especially if you're an active airsofter and then you're looking more getting into the real steel world. You'll basically have pretty general knowledge of how a real steel firearm works, how it functions, and all the little things in between. Um, Basically, functionality between an airsoft pistol and a real pistol is quite similar. So if we take a look at an airsoft pistol like this Desert Eagle over here, it's a gas blowback pistol. It's powered by CO2. It is blowback, so it will function similarly to a real steel. It's going to have blowback action, and it's going to have a little bit of a kick, but there's some differences obviously between a gas pistol and a real pistol. So first thing we can touch on is both real steel and airsoft pistols are going to have some form of a slide catch. This is of course only including if it's going to be a gas blowback airsoft pistol. Almost 99% of them are going to be some kind of a blowback slash, the slide is going to be moving. So the functionality between a real steel and this is going to be similar with the slide release here. So same exact thing on a real steel. And then going up right here, you have your selector switch. So, obviously the difference is here comparing to a real Desert Eagle. You're not going to have a full auto option like this KWC Desert Eagle does, which is nuts, by the way, but it's awesome. You're going to generally have, your safety and then your semi-automatic on the real pistol. So you can see that the airsoft pistol mimics that very well, other than the full auto there. But again, on the Desert Eagle, that function is going to exactly be the same as is on the airsoft pistol. And the next thing is going to be the magazine release. So magazine release, any type of real gun or replica pistol is going to have a mag release. It's pretty straightforward. I'm not trying to sound like an idiot here, but there could be a lot of beginners that have many questions. So just bear with me on some of this, and then we'll get through this video. So to release the magazine, you got to press that mag release button to get that mag out. Another simple feature. Now, taking a look at the magazine, of course, is going to be a very large difference. With the gas blowback pistol, it's going to be pretty heavy because it's essentially a chamber to contain the gas in. So it needs to be out of, a durable material, durable metal to hold the high pressures of CO2. So you can see the top is different, the bottom's different. So the top of a gas pistol, you're going to see that there's a gas release valve down there that when the hammer, once the hammer strikes inside the pistol, it actually hits this little pin on the back, which releases a little burst of gas, which then cycles the slide back to put in the BB and shoot it. So that's essentially how a gas pistol works. With a firearm, obviously all this is going to be hollowed out, and it's essentially like a shell with a giant spring in there, that can fit the actual cartridges into the magazine. So obviously the magazine is going to weigh a little bit less because it's essentially just hollowed out metal. And then the bottom, this is for where the CO2 cartridge goes. Obviously there isn't going to be anything like that there on a real steel because there's no gas. The gas is in the bullet itself. So, there's some differences there. But in terms of how it functions when the guns fire, it's going to be somewhat similar in a sense, but the gas operating system is different. On a gas blowback airsoft pistol, the gas is going to be coming again from the CO2 cartridge. So when you get the magazine in there, you pull that trigger, when that hammer engages, it pops the little pin on the valve of the magazine, releases the gas, and then causes the slide to go back and then cycle the next round. On the real steel, the gas is all coming from that bullet. So when the bullet's getting fed in there, when the bullet's inside the chamber, and then you activate the trigger, it releases the hammer, the pin is actually up here. So it knocks that pin, it hits the firing pin on the bullet, and then bam, it goes. The compressed gases from the bullet then send the slide back, and then it causes it to cycle in the next round. So a little bit of a different gas system. The pin that releases the gas on the CO2 is somewhere right around here. There's a little notch there that like flicks that little lever or that little valve. But on the real steel, the pin is more up here because the pin needs to strike the bullet that's right over here. If you know, I'm trying to mainly just show off of images here, but you know, similar, you know, functionality, but it's different how it actually works inside, in terms of the, you know, the power and the gases and how they work and get that bullet to cycle. And then again, the sights, they're going to be the same on an airsoft pistol and on a real steel. Trademarks, depends, you know, they're going to be somewhat similar. This one actually has trademarks on here, so that'll be pretty similar. Another thing is, which I have included in my previous videos, even though this is a replica pistol, it'll actually help you with your practice for trigger discipline. So trigger discipline, just a short, you know, summary of what it is basically just, first off, observing your surroundings, knowing what your target is, and then until you're intending to shoot, that's the only time your finger should be on the trigger. But until you see what you're trying to shoot at, keep that finger on the side at all times, whether like this or down here. I usually keep it up here just to eliminate any incidents or errors on my end if it slips and then I accidentally do strike the trigger. So that's something that'll kind of help prepare you, you know, for a firearm, as well as just understanding trigger discipline. Because if you are trying to get your card, you know, and you're going to sit in the classroom piece of things, you know, you will be taught on that kind of thing of understanding what trigger discipline is and how to utilize it. It's a very important thing because it could prevent any type of incidents or discharge of the firearms. I think it plays a role for both airsoft and real steel. I think it's very understandable to use it on both the fake and the real. You know, and then again, coming to size differences, I'll just play with this one now. So the other difference is going to be the caliber of the bullet. Again, I have two airsoft pistols here. The average airsoft BB size is 6mm. For this little Glock here I have a Glock replica by WeTech. This is a Glock 26. So this one uses that 6mm bullet just like this this Desert Eagle. You know, with these two pistols, there's a huge difference. You know, the Desert Eagle, it's got various types of bullets it can handle, anything from a 357, 44, and a 50 caliber. So, you know, there's all kinds of different sizes for the Desert Eagle. Same kind of goes into the Glock size bullet. I don't know all the sizes it can hold or handle, but I know it can obviously do the 9mm bullet, which is pretty standard for the Glocks. I think a .380, and I think a .45. I don't know. I could be totally wrong on that. I don't really mess around with the Glocks too often with, you know, different bullet size. Usually I've fired these with just regular 9mm. You know, so huge difference. You know, if I had to compare the two, I wish I had some actual bullets with me, but I only have bullets for an AR rifle, unfortunately, at this time, so I can't really compare that to, you know, to pistols. But anyway, you know, if you have a general idea with how big a BB is, it's about that thick across, and then, you know, with, depending on if it's like a 50 caliber or a, you know, 50 Action Express bullet, they're going to be pretty beefy suckers. And then, you know, regular 9mm, I don't know the exact size, but it's pretty small, much smaller than the .50 there. But, you know, just again, coming back to, it'll help you understand a little bit better, playing around with, replica firearms to kind of help you prepare for the real thing. It's a good thing to really know between the two also, that the power is going to be different between the two. With the gas pistol, it's going to have minimal kick. There will be kick because the slide is going to be, sliding back and forth, but it's not going to be anything compared to a real pistol. I just wanted to let you guys know that right away for those that don't know. If I compare this Desert Eagle to an actual 50 Action Express, my goodness, there's no comparison there, because the 50 Action Express is just, it'll kick like a horse. You have to have a very nice firm grip on that to to not let the recoil own you. So there's a huge difference, because all those escaping gases off the bullet after it fires definitely send the gun flinging back pretty hard, kicks it really hard, especially with the larger caliber. But this is mainly just understanding how it works, and then later on, once you do get your card and you are officially licensed to have and fire a firearm, then you'll kind of understand, and you will have some kind of coach, I would imagine, to assist you with proper standing technique, proper holding technique, how to hold the pistol, which you can even learn the same thing with an airsoft pistol as well. Again, there's going to be that trigger discipline involved. They're going to be looking for that to make sure that you fully understand that that's a very important safety feature, is just you yourself. You yourself is, you're the best safety feature, because you should already know that, you're not supposed to fire anything until and until you're aware of what your target is and you're ready to fire it down the range. But I think mainly I did cover a decent amount here in terms of comparing the two between real steel and an airsoft pistol or a replica pistol. It's obviously huge differences, but there's a lot of things that are very, very similar here that kind of outweigh the differences that are different. So it's, I think, a very good learning tool, and I definitely would recommend, if you're in airsoft, or if you're not in airsoft, definitely train yourself with a replica pistol first, and then kind of then explore the fact of trying to potentially practice with a real firearm, again, with somebody that's educated, just so they can teach you proper technique. I'm not saying I'm the greatest teacher here explaining some of this, but I know at least the basics here. But on that note, I think I went over and covered pretty much the decent parts of the comparisons. If you guys think I missed something, or if you want to add some valuable information that you think I missed, definitely go ahead and comment it in there, and then I will take a look at it, and I'll post a comment around for everybody to see, just so in case I missed something. And if you guys are interested too, I definitely have a lot of cool content on my channel. Definitely check it out. If you do like the content, definitely subscribe. I post content pretty frequently. And there's always a lot of stuff that I have to share with you guys. So if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely like it. And other than that, that's all I had for you guys. You have a great day.